This is a website I made on the side as a sort of a hobby um, to see if I could do a better job than my school's website. I go to school overseas at a offshore medical school, and they really are starting up, and they really are doing a bad job. Just to give you an example of their school website, let me show you. This is their website. So it's very illy maintained. It's actually a real university, but it's very rough around the edges. So um, basically, this website was made in MySQL, PHP, CSS, HTML. I wrote this to sort of give me a highlight of what I have and have not talked about. I made it initially. I bought some web server space from Bluehost, but then I realized that there were free alternatives. Yeah, what a waste of money, right? And so I went to 000webhost.com and I used their cPanel. So I sometimes use PHP myadmin to configure the database, or I'll just use MySQL Workbench. I used this for a while too when I was working on Bluehost, but with 000 web host, it doesn't really accept the Workbench. So I do it all um, through here. And for the program, I actually use Dreamweaver, right? I use Dreamweaver for the actual code. Okay, so let's get started. These are the functions of the website when you haven't logged into it. Um, the website is it has the banner at the top. It has drop down menus, right? The drop down menus basically have options that will take you to the different parts of the site. I tried to make it so that at most you go down 3 levels. It's a UI design principle, so that way it's very difficult to get lost in the website. Um, on the front page, you have the option to share the website with your favorite social networking sites like Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and a lot more, right? It over here tells you how many people have actually shared the website. Since it hasn't gone public, it's only been developed so far. One person has shared it, and that is me. It has a spotlight option right over here, which tells you um, the main articles that circulate in that are the articles of the moment. And on as you log down, as you go down, right, you'll see news, and these are the news articles for the site. You have recent events, and you have blogs, and the blogs are written by the students or the teachers. And for each blog, you can actually vote for it. And the blogs that the articles that get the most votes show up in most popular. And there's also the video of the moment, the video spotlight. And this is the most I picked a random video. Normally it'll be a lecture or a presentation by a professor, but I picked a random video, and then you can play it or watch it, right? Um, so for the blogs, you can go here and you can check out the student blogs. This page has the most recent blogs, right? Made by students. You also see student names. This is actually in alphabetical order. Some of these accounts are actually inactive, so that means they won't show up on the directory listing, right? Um, so by looking at these recent blogs, you can click on one that has a catchy name that interests you, and you'll see it here. You could share the blogs on your social networking sites or Twitter and stuff like that, and you'll see who it was written by and when it was published. And if you see it has inappropriate content, you can flag it if you're logged in. And if you like it, you can vote for it if you're logged in. And here are a list of videos shown by the school, right? So this was actually for teachers to post their lectures. So if teachers have a lecture that they posted, they could post it here, and the the lecture will actually play on um, and the students can watch their lectures remotely. So you click on a lecture you want to see, it tells you the name of it and when it was posted, and you're brought here, and you could share it on social networking sites also. And it'll tell you a description of it, a summary, the subject it's for, and who posted it. And you could also comment on it. Right? And I didn't even add that. And okay, so next is news. What is news? News is basically approved blogs. So students or teachers write blogs, and then the administrator approves it to be shown as news. This way you make sure it's politically correct, and you show it to the school. So the cool thing about this site is that it actually has a social networking built-in site built into it, right? So you see the student directory. You want to know more about that student. You click on the student, right? And it says what they want you to know about them. So this is actually a student, because I was playing around with the privileges. I made this teacher me, into a student. Teacher me is their first name is teacher, and their last name is me, right? And this tells you their education, what year of school they're in, when they expect to graduate, and any other projects that they were involved with. If you want, you can go and see their photos. If you're logged in, you can see their blogs, or you can message them, right? And you could also share their profile, right? Teacher me hasn't written any blogs. Um, so you can also look at the residents and fellows. A resident is a person that actually graduated from the school and is working in a hospital. So you look at the residents and fellows, and then you can see their information. As you can see, it tells you when they graduated, it tells you what schools they attended, and it tells you a little about them, and you can also message them if they still um, use the system, and you can see their photos, their blogs, and you could even go to the faculty, right? And it'll show you a list of people that teach at the school. So when you click on a teacher, it shows you something a little bit different. Since teachers don't actually have a year that they're attending the courses in, it tells you the courses that they've taught. And the teachers could actually use the system to set up a website for each of the courses, right? So it tells you where they went to school and what courses they teach. And it also tells you their memberships and whatever else they're involved in if they decided to share that information. You click it, and it says there's no website set up for this course because they haven't set up a website for the course. But through the system, they could actually do that. The search menu is also cool. Basically, this is a drop-down list. You can choose what you want to look for. You can look for articles, videos, people, or photos. And then you type in what you're looking for. I'm looking for articles written by Neelan. You click it. Right? Takes a little bit of a while because the free host I'm using is actually quite slow. But then it'll pull up a list of all articles written by me, or that mention me, right? You could choose to look for people. And it'll show you a list of the people, or videos. And it'll show you videos with my name in it. And the same for photos, right? And there is also a school map. So this is a little bit gruff. This is badly drawn, right? But I didn't figure this was more of a learning project. It wasn't going to be put into use, right? It was just sort of playing with the idea if I could make a better website than them, which I think I did. So basically, this would be a more realistic looking map of the school. It shows you where all the buildings are, where they have where. It Then you hover over it, and I'll show you this is the outdoor lounge. This is where people go to eat, or this is the cafeteria, or this is the lecture rooms and stuff. So if anyone's lost, they can just go online, look at the map, and they can find out where everything is and unlost themselves, right? Um, what else? So then, if you want, you could log in, right? To add access to higher level functions. However, in order to log in, you have to register. At the moment, but this wouldn't be there if it was actually used by the school, because only teachers could put in who would be allowed to use the system, right? So then you put in your nickname. So I am Neelan, and it tells you automatically whether the username is available or not. You enter all your information. You put in your the captcha which confirms you're a real human, and then it's going to send you an email to the email address you entered. You go to the email, you click it, it'll confirm you're a real person again, and then it'll allow you to log into the system. So you go to sign in. I enter my name and I enter the wrong password. It won't let me log into the system, so it'll say you gotta try again. So now I'll enter the right password, and I will get into the system. And that is the end of the basic part of this tutorial, or this overview of the system.